Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I am back with another speed build. This speed build is actually inspired by a sim that I have created already, because a while ago, meaning like fall of last year, I think it was like around September, I was kind of doing this thing where I would create a sim that was a specific aesthetic, and then I would later create a house that was of the same aesthetic, and I would post the cast video as like a short, and then I would do like a full-length video that was like the house that I created, or like the room, because I think one was an apartment. And I only ended up doing like 2 of them, and then I did do 2 sims and posted them, but I just never did their houses. And the last sim that I was supposed to do was a Barbie core sim, or like I did the sim but I just didn't do the house, because I was making this big fancy smancy like Malibu Barbie kind of house, but it was just a lot and it was just too much for me. And maybe one day I will actually fully finish it, but like just to get the shell of the house and like the exterior of the house, I had to bulldoze completely like 3 times, and I ended up switching lots completely at least once, and it took me, I think, like several hours. I think the shell that I have right now took me like 3 hours just to do that. So it's something that I will get to eventually, but right now I'm probably not gonna get to anytime soon. It was just a really big build, so again, I might probably get back to it eventually, but not anytime soon. So I figured that I should just do a small Barbie inspired house instead, so I could actually get a video up for this aesthetic, because the other houses that I had done were smaller anyways. The first one that I did was a quiet luxury aesthetic sim, and that house only has like 2 bedrooms, and then the other one that I did was a ballet core aesthetic. And so that sim, I just renovated one of the Sim Aishuno apartments, so it's like a studio apartment. So those were like super small. So I don't know why I went from doing super small, simple homes to trying to do a big old Malibu Barbie house. So, like I said, this one is like a nice little small beach house for like 1, maybe 2 Sims if they have like a partner or something. A lot simpler than what I was originally trying to do. And I think I do have another one still. Like I said, I think I did 4 Sims, so I think the other one that I should be making a house for is a cottage core sim. And then I think I'm gonna get back into doing it, because I really like doing it, because I found like a site that actually had other aesthetics that I never really heard of before, and so I thought that that would actually be pretty fun to kind of do. So I definitely think that I'm probably gonna go and get back into doing that. But anyways, all that, I have not talked pretty much at all about this build. So obviously, like I said, it's supposed to be like a ballet Barbie core kind of home. So obviously pink is the theme of this house, and of course it's a beach house. And I honestly wasn't sure if the stairs situation that's like literally leading into the water would work, but so far it has worked. I will be honest, and I will say I had full intentions of playtesting the house, but I have not yet. So I cannot guarantee that the house is fully functional, but I think if I have time today, I will make sure to playtest it, and if it's not fully functional, or if it needs anything that needs to be changed or anything like that, I will try and change it and then re-upload it to the gallery with it being fixed. But I think, honestly, I think it's fine for the most part. But I did decide that I originally wanted the outdoor like patio, like the back patio situation, and that like little like front entrance that I don't know how, I don't think I'm explaining it that well, but like the area where the door is that like leads to the back entrance, because it leads directly to the water. I originally kind of wanted that to be kind of like a room where you like it's okay to have like sandy feet and stuff, so like something that would lead into like a bathroom. But I figured because it was such a small lot, because I originally wanted it to be a tiny home or at least like a small home, but I had more than 100 tiles, so I couldn't make it that, but I still wanted it to be pretty small. Just wasn't enough room for everything, and so I ended up actually making that area dining area instead of like mud room kind of area. But there is a bathroom close by. I end up getting rid of that door that leads directly into the bathroom, but it's still the bathroom, like I said, it's close by. And I wanted to do it a little bit differently, because I think like normally with like 2-story builds and stuff, you would have all of the like living room, dining, kitchen stuff downstairs, but I thought it would be cool to actually do that stuff upstairs and have it where the bedroom and everything is downstairs. So that was another thing that I did. And despite the fact that it's basically just supposed to be a pink house, I really did struggle with some things, because I didn't want it to be like too like overly pink, but obviously I still wanted it to be pretty pink, and I also wanted it to still have like that beach vibe to it. So I kind of struggled a little bit with that, and I feel like we need more like big TVs, but not like overly big. I don't think there's like a good like medium-sized TV, so I always either have to size up a TV or size down a TV, and so I always struggle with that. But regardless, that's just my one little complaint. And of course, I had to put like a nice little grill situation, again, because it's so small, I wasn't really sure what I would actually be able to fit on there because of the size. I think that's just like the hardest thing about like sometimes doing small builds, is sometimes you want to do and have so much in it, but then you really can't because of the size and everything. And I also, like I said, I didn't want it to be like overly pink to where it looked bad, but I wanted it to obviously be like super, super pink. So I struggled with that a little bit. But for this room in particular, I ended up not doing like a full like pink wall situation. I used that little like blue, I don't know, periwinkle kind of swatch to it, and just found a color that matched. So that was like a solid color that would go well, and I think that actually works out really well. So like gives you a little bit of an area that's not like completely pink, but still kind of works. I honestly generally don't remember what wall color I ended up sticking with the okay, yes, I did use that leaf wallpaper, because I think it looks really cute and really nice, but I just never feel like I have a house or a room that's like fits that vibe. But I figured, what better place than like a beach house for that. And one of the reasons why I did get rid of that door that leads into the bathroom from the dining area was because I was afraid that the chairs would get in the way and you wouldn't be able to like actually open the door. So I figured better safe than sorry of just moving the door so there's not that issue. And another thing that I kind of was like worried about or not worried about, but like wasn't too sure about, was the seating there. I just don't know if it's like not the right color of pink or if it just doesn't match completely. I'm just not sure. I was very unsure with this whole build because pink is definitely not one of my favorite colors. So it's not something that I normally am like too comfortable with, but I think it ended up fine. I think it like obviously has its aesthetic, and you kind of know like the type of sim that obviously lives here is obviously a huge fan of pink, clearly. And another thing that I kind of just like struggled with was just finding the a shower that actually kind of fit the area because of the windows. There's this whole window situation, and it only has one little small window on the side there, but I really struggled with that because from the front of the house I really struggled because it just seems like there needs to be a window where that bathroom is, but obviously if you put a window there it is messing up, or it will show that there's a shower there. So it was just a really big struggle on like how to kind of make the bathroom. And obviously I just struggled with bathrooms in this build because I also struggled with this bathroom. I felt like because I had it so angled and everything that it would be cool to put that like jacuzzi tub in there, but obviously it's just clearly too big and I really couldn't fit a sink and a toilet in properly while making sure it was still like pretty functional. So I just ended up having to give up on that and then making it into a slightly more normal shape so I could actually fit a sink and toilet properly in there. But I just wanted to try and make it still like, obviously like someone who's like mature and, you know, like is an adult and can afford to live on their own, but yet still like have fun and like you know, fun things. Because I feel like it's just hard in general to kind of do a Barbie vibe, because it's like Barbie can be so many different things. Barbie has like all of the hobbies and all of the skills and all of the things, so it was really hard to do a Barbie house with such a small house, because I was like, I need to put everything in here, but I don't have enough room to put everything in here. Surprisingly, I didn't really hardcore struggle with finding a rug. I don't know if it's the best rug to put down, but like I made my decision on the rug pretty quickly. And I thought about making the I like the idea of making the desk a vanity. I was originally like thinking about maybe just putting an actual vanity there, but it just didn't look right, so I ended up just doing like a makeshift kind of vanity situation with a regular desk, because I still wanted it to function as a regular desk, but I just wanted it to like kind of look like a vanity, so you can like kill two birds one stone kind of vibes. And originally I did have a bookshelf in there, but I do change that because I figured it's Barbie. She has to have lots of clothes and she's a little fashionista. So I do change that to a little bit of like a wardrobe situation. Fun fact is I fully intended to add in some sort of like bookshelf situation to it. Completely forgot to do that. But, you know, that's the story of my life. I have full intentions of doing something and then I completely forget to do it. But one of the activities that I was able to fit into the house was like some like meditation things. So I had the yoga mat, then the little stool. I also put the little guitar in there. I figured I could like size down the little, I was about to say crochet. It's not crochet. It's cross stitching stuff in there. And I think I put some cameras and stuff in on the desk as well. And I really like the idea of like adding pillows and like cushions to that little area, because I figured it would be like a little reading nook area, but like it was so hard just to get that one little stack of pillows in there. I pretty much gave up after I did that. I could not be bothered to do it for the whole entire area, and I wanted it to look nicer than that, and I just couldn't find something that like fit into that area very well. But obviously I went back to the outside and I really struggled with like figuring out what color to make like the outside stuff, because obviously it's like a really bright like light pink, but and I have like light flooring and everything, so I wasn't too sure like the accents of what I wanted for the house. And as you can see here, this is where I kind of struggled with like trying to add in a few more windows to it. I was fooling around with like doing that little triangle window, and I even put it towards the back. But I just didn't end up liking it. I thought it was too weird, and I tried multiple windows in that front section to the point where I just ended up editing a lot of that out. But I really struggled. I don't know if I ended up keeping that window there or not. I really don't remember. We will see together. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. I did this video, or I finished building this build just like 2 or 3 days ago, and I honestly genuinely don't remember. And I spent so much time adding little clutter pieces to this desk because, again, like I said, it's Barbie, so I figured she'd be really into makeup and everything. So I went through a bunch of the debug makeup and nail polish things, and like I sized down most of it because I felt like it was just like a little bit too big. Then I added some of it I didn't size down, but then I just was finding like little random pink things like that, like prep food stuff from Home Chef I thought would look good there and everything. So I was just going through debug and just finding any little thing that I felt like would fit like a Barbie-esque home. And then I found these little pink or heart things, and I figured I would use them as like part of the walkway for the front. And and I thought that would look good. And then here is when I'm finally adding in the dressing room stuff to give Barbie her little wardrobe that of course she's very, very well known for. I wanted it to try and like use as many different pieces as possible for the modular like home, what is it called? Home makeover decorator, whatever it's called. That little kit, or that's not a kit, it's a game pack, right? I don't even know. I know nothing. But I basically just wanted her to have like a nice little wardrobe there. So I added in a bunch of the shoes and the clothes and everything, and tried to use as many different pieces as I could. But I mean, I couldn't use them all because unfortunately they weren't like matching up and they were looking a little bit weird. But I think in all, like, I think it looked pretty good. And I was trying to find something to put in that, like, little display part. And then I found this little box thing, and I just shrunk it down and moved it so it wasn't clipping as much. So I think that ended up looking good there. And I wanted to add in some, like, more cozy aspects, but I just couldn't find that many that actually, like, would work and fit in the space. Because at this point, I really didn't have much space left, and I was just trying to fill in as much as I could. And just go, I've like spent so much time in the debug section just trying to find anything that was like Barbie-esque that would fit the vibe of a house, and was small enough to fit as well. So I added in a few more plants, I think, not that many more, because again, like I said, I was running out of space at this point. And I really wanted to add in the little stand mixer, because obviously I think when I think of Barbie, I think of definitely her cooking and stuff, but it just looked weird on the corner to me. I hate that the appliances, when you try and put them on the corner, they kind of like hang off, because it just doesn't look realistic to me. And obviously I wanted her to have that extra counter so she could actually make food. So that just ended up not using the little stand mixer. And then I just decided to add in the little like fairy lights on the edge of that. I was trying to add them to the top, but it just wasn't working out too well, so kind of gave up on that. And I wanted to put like a little table and chair situation here, and then I figured it would actually be a good idea to utilize the game table here. So I did end up eventually changing it out for one of the game tables that we have, because I felt like at least that way, that's another little activity that you can add to the lot. Because again, like I said, to me, Barbie's all about doing things. Barbie's not the type of person that's just gonna sit around and not do anything. So I wanted to have as many activities as possible. And I was really unsure of what to do with the outside. I don't do beach houses at all in Sims, and I already struggle doing normal houses and like filling out the outside of normal houses. So I really wasn't sure what to do as far as this beach house, especially since it like leads to the actual beach. And so I struggled a little bit with that. But here I was just going through some of the debug landscaping to figure out some like little like rock things to put as like the like stepping stones or whatever for the front after your the front entrance there. I always feel like it looks weird whenever I do it and so I tend not to actually use these little things. I see other people use them all the time and I think they look great when they do it, but when I do it, it just doesn't look that great to me. But then I also added little gardening boxes there, and then I added some more fairy lights to that. And then I also figured at least that Barbie should have some stuff for her dog, because I do believe she does have a dog. I don't remember what the dog's name is. I feel like I should remember what the dog's name is, but I don't. But I added in just like a little toy chest and a food bowl for the dog, and then I just went and I mainly just used like the island living landscape debug landscaping, because again, like I said, I just am never too sure in general when it comes to landscaping, and then especially when it comes to this kind of landscaping. I was kind of doing the vibes that was like on the outside of the lot, that was going on outside of the lot, but like make it pink. So that's kind of what I did. And then I went and I don't know if it will work, but like obviously the beach right next to this lot has the little floaties on the water, so I'm sure it's fine. But I added some of the little floaties, or I just added one floaty and then I added the little jet ski thing. And that is basically this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.